Hi everyone, Cory here. I'm starting a new set of videos. It's going to be about teaching you real estate investing. We're going to start with credit. Okay, that's a good place to start. Your credit score is either going to save you or cost you a lot of money throughout your life. So we're going to go over a few things you can do to increase that score. And so we're going to start with talking about what it is. Right? Let's just jump in. Your credit score can be anywhere between 300 and 850. Right? That is going to determine your interest rate. Your interest rate is going to determine how much you're going to get charged when lenders give you money. So that score is decided by three companies: TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. What they'll do is they'll take 35% of your credit history. They make it up. 35% of that score comes from, and these are rough numbers, from your credit history, right? The history of the payments that you've made, good standing or bad. 30% is your debt to available credit ratio, and 15% is your length of time that you've had these lines of credit, and that's an average. So there's other 10%. It's like new credit and the types of credit you have. But we're going to focus on that 80%. That's going to affect your score in a good way with some of these ideas if you take advantage of them. And let's talk about those. So, to increase the length of time average, right? So what that is if you have like a credit card that's like 2 years old and a credit card that's like 4 years old, then they're going to average at 3 years. So you want to increase that length. That's going to increase your score. What you can do is, if you know somebody, if you know a relative or a friend, someone you have a close relationship with, use good judgment. Okay, credit's a sensitive thing. Try not to put them in a bad position. You kind of do put them in a bad position if they really don't want to put you on their credit line, but you ask them anyways. A lot of people will say yes to that, but deep down they're feeling like, man, I really didn't want to do that. So just, be thoughtful about who you're going to ask, right? Okay, but what you need to do, if you find someone that you think is a good idea to ask, is let them know that you're trying to bring your credit score up, that it doesn't affect their credit score, and that you would like to be added to a line of credit, like a credit card that they have that has a long history, like 10 years, okay, with a high available balance on it, okay, like a $10,000 limit or better, or whatever, and with not that much debt charged against it, right? The payments are being made on time, and so when you ask them that, all you guys have to do is call the back of that card, okay, call the number, call the bank, the creditor, and the card holder needs to ask, can I have so-and-so, or I would like to have so-and-so added as an authorized, keywords here, authorized user to this line of credit, please. Thank you. They'll ask you for social security information, whatever, to identify you, and then you'll be added. That almost immediately gets added to your credit report. So when they pull it, you have a 2-year, a 4-year, now you also have a 10-year, okay? Your average goes up, your credit score goes up. That accounts for 15% of your score. So the longer length that you have, the better. If you're new into credit, it can be hard, right? It can be hard to get a large amount, and it can be hard to get a good rate. So that's a better way to do that. You can also use that technique for your kids, right? So if you've got a kid and you'd like them to establish a credit rating, so when they're 16 and they buy a car or something like that, they have, and I don't recommend buying cars on credit, but I'm not recommending anything. I'm telling you things that you can do, all right? So what you could do is put your kid on, if you're responsible and you have good credit and you think it's a good idea, you can put their name as an authorized user on your card. By the time they get older, boom, now they have a good credit history and you've hooked them up. Also, you could do that with, I don't know, if you have like a brother or somebody that was in jail, right? They're going to be there for 6 years. Boom, somehow you can get them on the phone. You can both be on the phone at the same time and get them as an authorized user, and you trust them and everything like that. And when they get out, maybe they could be more self-sufficient because they'll have a line of credit. So it can be hard to get going in life in different stages. So use it as you want, okay? Just an option. Let's talk about credit history of payments, right? So first, you're going to need to get your credit report. You need to know what's on it. So to do that, go get it for free. Go to Credit Karma or freecreditreport.com. Google free credit reports. Get one, and when you do, it's going to list all of your lines of credits, your cards, your loans, whatever, and every month that you made a payment, whether or not it was on time, it was late, how late was it, Did you have a collection against you, a bankruptcy, whatever? Okay, so what you want to know is the bad things that are on it. And now you kind of know what you can dispute. Because you can dispute anything and everything on there. I would, but you do whatever you want. And now that you know what's on it, you can go to all three of these websites online, from your home, from the internet. You can get online and go there and dispute whatever they're saying negative against you, right? So Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Go Google them, go to them, and look for the dispute link or button on those sites. They all have them. And you can do it online, and you just say, I'd like to dispute my credit report. It'll show the bad things that are on there. You can choose, it's going to give you like options, right? This item is not related to my account. I don't know what this is. Or I never missed a payment, right? So if you're linked to the account, and clearly, if you think that you're linked to the account, you wouldn't want to say this is not my account. Maybe you'd want to say you didn't miss a payment. But if you don't remember the account or don't remember, whatever, maybe it's not your account. So you can pick one of those, and when you do, put a note with it, right? So what you want to have in your note is please have this removed within 45 days, okay? You want another part of your note, but the important part that I want you to know is please have this removed within 45 days. Because by law, they have to verify. They have to call the creditor. They have to get information and confirm that this is a delinquent thing and it's real, right? So it's a burden on them. It's a hassle for them, right? So you definitely want to dispute them, and then you definitely want to make them verify it. And if they don't verify it, if they don't get it done within 45 days, or if they can't find the information, if somebody didn't keep good records, we all know how that works, then guess what? It gets dropped off your credit report. Your credit score goes up. I would say maybe you should dispute all of them. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you want. And the other part of the note is, okay, let's say, when you say that it's not your account, okay, I have no knowledge of this account, okay, please have it removed within 45 days. Okay. If you said that you didn't miss payment, maybe you could say that the creditor misapplied my payment. The creditor had said that they misapplied my payment, please have this removed within 45 days. Okay, so now that you've done that, they have 45 days to do that, and some of that will come off. Some people say don't do it online. I disagree with that. Some people will say do it one at a time. I disagree with that. I personally did it to my credit report. My credit report looks great. And what did I do? Two or three. I did it at the same time. And the way I look at it is like if you have too many, okay, if you have like 7 on your list and you do all 7, then they could say this is frivolous. They're just, giving us work and throw it out, and they don't have to take anything off. But 2 or 3, fine. If you have like 6 or 7, maybe do 2 or 3, and then maybe do the other 2 or 3. And wait in between, wait for your results. But I think there's a good chance that they could fall off your credit report. So at least do it, right? All these things you can do from your house. And now we're going to go forward. We're going to talk about what you can do to increase your credit line limit, right? Okay? So what you could do is call the numbers on the back of any of the lenders you have, right? So call the bank and say you want to increase your credit limit to $50,000 or whatever they can approve you for today. They're going to ask you a series of questions. They're going to say something like, they're going to verify it's you, but one of the important questions they're going to ask you would be, do you have a change in income, or what is your annual income? That's a key question. What you make does affect how much they're going to lend you. There's like a magic number that if you go over, they're going to want things like W-2s, a proof of income, pay stubs, things that you may not have. Because you haven't made it yet. But if you're going to be an investor, or you're going to be, you could possibly make whatever you say you're going to make. This is the way I look at it. If you're a doctor and you make $150,000 a year, you don't necessarily make $150,000 a year. If you get fired tomorrow, you don't make it, right? But you still got approved for whatever you got approved on, based on that being how much you make. If you're a construction worker, you make $50,000 or $60,000 a year. If it rains, and you can't go work that day, or if the job is on hold for whatever reason, then maybe you don't get all your hours and you don't make $50,000 or $60,000. It's a projection, okay? So you can project and say whatever you want. I would, okay? Anyways, I think that if you stay at 150,000, you'll be fine. But maybe that number's 100,000 for you. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. The higher that you say, the better. If you go too high, then you may have to show proof, at which time you'll have to say, well, I don't have anything that shows that I make that much right now. Okay? Either way, more than likely, they're just going to go through a series of questions, and they're going to tell you, like, oh, I'm sorry, mister, we didn't get you approved for 50,000 today, but we did get you, we got you approved for 20 or 25,000. Okay? Great. Whatever it is, okay, I'll take that, thank you. Right? So now you've got that done. That's something you could do today. As soon as you know the video, call them up and get that done. Morally, as far as that goes, be whoever you want to be. For me, the end goal is we're trying to boost I would be trying and you would be trying to get a better credit score so you can get approved for a mortgage and in turn pay them more money, right? You're just trying to increase your score so you can get more credit or buy things that you may not be able to buy without it, and in turn they're going to make money hand over fist. If you buy, out here in California houses are expensive, $500,000 home, by the end of that 30-year note, you're going to pay $400,000 in interest at 4.75%. I'm not a lender, so feel free to call and talk to your lenders, and they'll be happy to talk to you and get you approved for whatever you want. So that's it for the tips today. I hope that there was I tried to fill the content, try to make good decisions out there. A few other things, let's see. Maybe just note that stuff like a JCPenney's or a Macy's or a clothing store might say, ooh, you could save 30% today if you open up a new cart. Well, just know that, okay, what did you spend, $100? You're going to save $30? That's great, but how important is that $30 to you? Because if you open that card, now you've reduced, you've got a new line of credit, right? So that's going to bring down your length of history, okay? Your average length of credit line history. And they do look at, how many are you opening up? You don't want to have way too many opened up and it makes you look risky. So just know that saving that $30 today may cost you more money down the line if you got a lower score, which caused you to get a worse interest rate, and over time you've paid a lot more than $30. So anyways, make good decisions, do what you can. I hope it helped, and if you'd like me to make more videos about real estate or something like that, which is what I want to do, maybe leave some comments about what you'd like me to go and talk about. If you got a bunch of questions, things like that, I'm not going to spend as much time messaging back and forth underneath the video. It's not going to happen. So I hope you got what you got out of it. Good luck to you.